To evaluate the social values and Seascape's contribution to a sustainable society and economy, the social business model canvas, as demonstrated here, was adapted from the Social Innovation Lab was used. Our social value proposition is to have high literacy rates and improve the mental health of school children in the Gosport and Portsmouth areas who have a parent serving in the Navy. The intention is to measure the impact of Seascape by implementing assessments for the children on both their academia and personal developments. The value proposition is to provide an easy, accessible way for our customers, who is both the serving parent and the child, to build their bond using an educational stream which will help them in their schooling. By having an online platform, distributing books to children and ebooks to the naval serving parent is Seascape's type of intervention. By splitting the market segments between major and minor beneficiaries, major beneficiaries is their affected children, and the minor beneficiaries is the Navy personnel customer who will want to be building their relationship with their child while they're away, making this a service that they'll be willing to pay for. Seascape's key activities will consist of distributing the books to the children and ebooks to the parents, as well as managing the returns and the online platform. To this, the key resources need to be available, which is the licensing to the books and ebooks, a website, and the storage needed for the tangible books. In order to execute Seascape according to the plan detailed on the social business model canvas, key partners and stakeholders will be required. This involves the Royal Navy, Ministry of Defence, local authorities, military families, schools, book retailers, and charity shops. Looking into the financials involved, the social business model canvas illustrates the cost structure, surplus, and revenue sources in order to keep the expenses for the operating of the project to a minimal. By building an online platform, there is just a website fee, as well as the cost of the books and the ebooks are a necessity. There will be further expenses of the book returning process with the tangible books, but due to the mass amount of returns, we are looking to score a deal with a mail service company such as the Royal Mail. Surplus of the project was discussed previously, which is 50% reinvested into the growth of the business and expand into new markets, and the other 50% donated to existing military charities. The initial revenue will be sourced from crowdfunding to get set up, then the revenue will come from the customer subscriptions and any donations received from the Ministry of Defence. Looking at the potential capital Seascape needs to create to secure their success, it is required that networking relationships have to be established, and Seascape has the intention to demonstrate to their local potential customers of the community that their service will be something that will be beneficial to their society, so they would also like to help in the startup process as well. Through conducting some background research into the local society, it is expected that there will be an interest from military family support charities and local naval groups. So by reaching out to these, as well as the schools of Gosport, these sources will create a successful connected network found over a common ambition. More benefits to capital is the donation of the 50% of Seascape's profits back to these charities and support groups. Along with the improved results of the children, this should then have a follow-on impact on their attitudes and aspirations, building into a happier and more successful community. Members of the group of this social enterprise project already have established network connections with schools in Gosport, which then gives us a foot in the door with pre-existing relationships that we can now build on. The social impact of Seascape is highly based around the founders' values, driven and maintained by their passion to have a positive effect on the local society. The personal interest is important due to the effort and time that is required to set up this social enterprise. There is a high risk of burnout. The enthusiasm to help families have a stronger relationship with their parents that are serving away in the Navy and using educational activities to do so. Consequently, improving both the child's academic skills and their mental state as a result of practicing reading and having a happier life at home. A performance measurement tool technique that is widely advocated is Miller and Hall's social return on investment, which is designed to understand, manage and report on the social, environmental and economic value created by an organisation. Seascape's social return on investment monthly, assuming a 5% churn, targets 15 new sign-up subscriptions of £9.99 a month. Firstly, for the mental health to be measured is noted discussions between teacher and students, and also receive a brief questionnaires for the students in regards to how they're feeling throughout their use of the Seascape service. Although it can be anticipated, some children may not answer honestly. The main social impact in focus is their literacy rates of the serving children's schoolwork, as often it can suffer, so we'd like to aim for the reading and writing rates to be improved by 35% in 3 years for those students that use the Seascape service. Schools are already measuring these rates, so all Seascape need to do is to be able to get permission to access these rates and evaluate those students that have signed up. Seascape's long-term strategy is once the business model has been tested to the Royal Navy audience, it can then be widely transferred and expanded across other areas where parents and children are separated for long periods of time, such as UK Armed Forces and cargo ship works and oil rig workers. Social enterprises usually have low funds, so we need to be able to create proof and data to show that this will work. For the setup of Seascape, through the source of crowdfunding needs to be acquired as quickly as possible so it can all get set up as soon as possible. This way we can get customers subscribing sooner. The crowdfunding campaign of the project will begin on a Crowdcube website. This will reach a large audience as it is well known. However, this platform will add a lot of pressure for Seascape to be successful, as it causes the fear of under-delivering and letting the donators down, as the success of this project isn't guaranteed yet. But if there is a lot of donators to the funding page, it would also confirm that there is a social enterprise need for our idea in the local area, so hopefully it should be successful from this. A way of confirming the need could be by testing the idea on social media using mini surveys, for example. By identifying the minimal viable product, reducing the risk and making sure the product or service is needed and wanted by the end user. Further financial sourcing is planned to come from investors. Potential investors for Seascape have already been established, such as the Cooperative Community Finance and the Cooperative Foundation, as well as the Big Issue Invest. Reflecting over my personal experience of this module, I have a clearer understanding about what it entails to be a social enterprise and the purpose behind the idea of their business, and how they are different to charities. From incorporating a bit of social entrepreneurship into this project, I've also gained more of an insight in behind the makeup of social enterprise businesses, as well as their role they have in society. The teamwork involved in this module was an interesting experience. There is definitely room for developing the connection between the members of the team. However, we was able to come together and be productive without any complications. Working as a team for this module wasn't much different to any of my other team experiences, but we was a bit more to the point and we did get things done. I wouldn't say we endured any major issues as a team. There was a few pivotal moments from the idea, but we was able to develop and work through those together throughout the semester. The main area I have seen a development in is my knowledge on and around the topic of social enterprises, as I have also been doing another module on responsible leadership in the third sector. So applying the third sector knowledge I already have from that into this module has enabled me to broaden my awareness to be able to distinguish the difference and have a bit more educated ideas behind our project. Thank you for watching.